of Change News.
Good day, this is Amanda Kumalo with Voice of Change Radio News. A look at the top stories. Dos Santos described as a solid politician. Zimbabweans dismiss Chamisa for calling on the United Nations to supervise the 2023 elections for them to be free and fair. ZANU-PF wins Gokwe-Kabuyuni by-elections. In business news, Japan pledges $30 billion in African aid. In regional and international news, Libya's capital remains tense after more than 30 killed in violent clashes. In sport news, James bask in glory after Netball World Cup qualification. The news in detail. President Mnangagwa has described the late Angolan former leader José Eduardo dos Santos, who was buried in Luanda yesterday, as a solid politician who was pronounced in his stance against sanctions on Zimbabwe. The president said this upon arrival at the Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport in Harare last night, after having joined other heads of state and government at the Antonio Agostinho Neto Memorial in Luanda, where former President Dos Santos was buried. Zimbabweans have strongly highlighted that the 2023 elections will run on their terms, and they will invite whoever they want to observe the elections. They further stated that the United Nations and England are not embodiments of democracy, hence they should neither dictate any electoral terms nor meddle in the democratic affairs of a sovereign state like Zimbabwe. This follows utterances by CCC leader Nelson Chamisa, who said United Nations and the West should observe the elections so that the outcome will be free and fair. The ruling ZANU-PF party has retained the Gokwe-Kabuyuni constituency seat after its candidate Spencer Chuma garnered 10,727 votes against the Citizens Coalition for Change's candidate Faustin Mguti, who polled 4,800 votes. The Gokwe-Kabuyuni seat fell vacant following the death of Leonard Chikomba, who died in a car accident on 28 May this year. CCC lawmaker Job Scala has today mounted a fresh bail bid on changed circumstances in a matter he is accused of inciting his party followers to cause violence in revenge of the killing of Mob Blessing Ali in Nyatsime sometime in July this year. Scala is charged with incitement to commit public violence. Through his lawyer, Ms. Beatrice Mutetwa, Scala told the court that he was prepared to pay $50,000 as bail. Diasporans have come out guns blazing after CCC leader Nelson Chamisa allegedly exploited them through calls for more funds and his lack of accountability of $120,000 meant for the bulletproof car. In business news, the summit between Japan and Africa finished on Sunday with a promise of $30 billion in investment in African aid. Speaking via video link, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida also promised to pressure for an African seat at the United Nations Security Council. The summit held in Tunisia also served as a platform for business between Japan and the continent. The 100th of the Zimbabwe Agricultural Show starts today at the exhibition park with business conferences and entertainment events lined up for the annual opportunity for farmers to compete and showcase. This year's show, which is running from today until Saturday, will be running in the normal format for the first time since the COVID-19 outbreak in 2020, although masks must be worn indoors. Running under the theme Unequal Business Opportunities, Accessibility, Accountability and Abundance, the show offers unique business and networking opportunities through exhibitions and conferences. In regional and international news, following Saturday's deadly clashes that took place in the Libyan capital, Tripoli, the Prime Minister of the Tripoli-based government, Abdul Hamid Biba, stressed the need for elections. Militias patrolled nearly deserted streets in Libya's capital Sunday, a day after clashes killed over 30 people and ended Tripoli's month-long stretch of relative calm. Residents feared that the fighting that kept a month-long political deadlock could explode into a wider war and a return to the peaks of Libya's long-running conflict. In sports news, the Zimbabwe senior national netball team had to write their own piece of history as they qualified for the Netball World Cup for the second time on the trot. To secure a late 2023 Netball World Cup ticket at the just-ended regional qualifiers, the Gems defeated perennial rivals Zambia 59-41 in a crucial decisive encounter at the University of Pretoria in Pretoria, South Africa on Saturday. That ends this news bulletin.
Voice of Change News.